Hey everybody, we're back and we're going to talk about some of the mods we've done on the ZR2. We'll go over some of the pros and cons of all the mods we've done and maybe talk about some of the future mods that are coming up. Alright, the first mod we're going to talk about really isn't a mod for our truck. It comes with the Dusk Edition, but we'll go ahead and get it out of the way. These off-road lights on the sports bar are really awesome. They're super bright, they work really well, they look sleek, and they have an integrated switch inside, which really gives you that feel that they were supposed to be there from the start. We do have a couple complaints about this whole situation where we bought the truck, they were supposed to come with them on there. I'll put a link just above so you can go back and watch that video if you want. If you didn't buy the Dusk Edition, you could buy the whole setup from Chevy. The next mod is the headlight bulb upgrade we did from Headlight Revolution. We chose to get the SV4. I couldn't be happier with this mod. It was awesome. It's probably one of my favorite mods that we've done. Living here in Alaska, it's dark most of the time, in the winter anyway. In the middle of winter, you only get about 4 to 6 hours of daylight, so you drive a lot in the dark on back mountain roads. We did an install video with a comparison of before and after, so you can take a look. I'll put the link just above. For under $200, it's one of the best upgrades we've done. Next up is the Readylift 1¼ inch leveling kit. This leveling kit's well built, super easy to install. It'll take you under 2 hours to install at your house with basic hand tools. The reason you install a leveling kit is so you can create just a little more room in the wheel well so you can squeeze a little bit bigger tire up there and reduce or eliminate some of the rubbing from the bigger tires. I know, I'm talking about tires and now I'm showing these tires. These are only 265 70/17s. These are winter tires and we put them on in the winter here in Alaska because that's the only way you're going to get traction. Speaking of these, Bridgestone Blizzak tires are some of the best snow and ice tires you can get. My driveway is super steep and it becomes just a sheet of ice in the winter, so with the stock tires you can't even make it up our driveway. The next mod we have up here are the Peak tie rod sleeves. We chose to go with these tie rod sleeves to add just a little more strength while off-roading. These are a bit of a controversial item, but we chose to go with them anyway, just for the type of driving and where we go. I'll add another link above to the install video. On to the next mod. The next one is mud flaps. I know this isn't a cool mod, they don't even look very good. But the tires kept throwing rocks down the side of the truck. You would hear them skip down the truck as you're driving. We got these from WeatherTech. The install was super easy. We'll link a video above to the install video. But when we're off-roading, they are a hard plastic, so if they do start to catch on any rocks, we can quickly remove them for any hardcore off-roading we want to do. The rear mud flaps aren't required to keep the rocks from hitting our truck, but they are actually required by law here in Alaska to have to protect other people's vehicles. All vehicles on the road have to have rear mud flaps. They are sleek and they look like they belong there, so I am happy with them. The next mod up is the MBRP Exhaust. I'll put a link to where we purchased the MBRP Exhaust. We're in no way affiliated with them. It just seemed like one of the best bangs for buck. The exhaust does sound really good on startup, sitting there at an idle, and there's actually very little highway drone, which we were really surprised with. We will add a link to that install video as well so you can hear what it sounds like. Next up on the list of mods is the Revo shock skids. I didn't realize that this was such a controversial mod either. That really surprised me. I thought the more protection you could add, the more skid plates you could put underneath, the better. We had some people commenting in some of the forums that if you're a good driver, you don't need any skid plates or shock skids. Blows my mind. Here in Alaska, we do some river crossings, and sometimes you'll run into a big boulder and you'll be required to turn and back up. As you can see, if you're backing up, those shock skids and the shock mounts real low, they hang low. So you could back up into a rock and bend the shaft on your shock. But I guess if I was a good driver, I could see underwater of a rushing river when I'm backing up. So don't beat me up in the comments too bad, I'm still learning. Alright, we'll talk real quick about the next mod coming, tires. Currently, right now, we're looking at a 255/80/17. On there currently is a 265/70/17. It's a little more narrow, but a lot taller, so we think they're going to fit with the mud flaps on there. We'll keep you updated on that. As soon as we make the purchase, we'll do another video. If you're not familiar with tire sizes, the first number, 255, would be the width in millimeters. The 80 is the aspect ratio, so 80% of the width is the height. The last number, the 17, that's your rim size. So anyway, I think we can squeeze those in. Let me know what you think in the comments. Next up are these rock slider steps. They bolt right on. I get a lot of questions about these. These are the #1 mod that everyone's like, what is that? And where do I get some? We picked these up from 589 Fabrication online. They shipped all the way up here to Alaska. They shipped fast and they shipped super cheap. When we purchased these, they came in either powder coated black or just bare metal. We got the bare metal so we could have them powder coated to match the truck, and man, I think it looks great. I do wish they were about an inch or inch and a half wider, so it gave you a little bit more to step on. At $225, you cannot beat these. They're great quality, really well made. They really get looks. Everyone always asks about them. They're made out of steel, so they look great and add strength to your current rock sliders. We don't have an install video, but they're super easy. As you see, it just bolts right through there. You do have to remove, well, it says you don't have to remove your rock sliders, but it's way easier just to quickly unbolt your rock sliders, bring them down, drill the holes right in the panels there, and bolt them in. We're undecided on our next mod. We know we want it to be some type of cold air intake or a snorkel. We really like the snorkels. There's a couple different ones that we're looking at right now. The stock, well not stock, but the AEV Bison snorkel that goes on there. That one looks pretty good, but there's also one on the Peak Suspension page that we're a little interested in. If you guys know anything about those or you have your own opinion on them, go ahead and throw that in the comments so we can take a look at it. We always appreciate all your comments and all your feedback, so keep them coming. One thing we can't find any information on is, will any of the cold air intakes work with the snorkels? So if you have the answer to that, please comment below. Damn, these trucks look good. So far, we're extremely happy with the Colorado ZR2. It hasn't given us any issues. We've had no warranty claims or reasons to take it back to the dealer for anything other than the lights that they failed to install. But that's not a Chevy issue, that's a dealership issue. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more videos, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out.